Okay, this model review is of the de Havilland Vixen, and it's a 1/48 scale model by Airfix. It's a very nice box art showing you some of the details of the plane. And we have 4 different versions here, although they look very similar. Their tail art and numbers are different. And looking over here at the 4 different options, as well as the paints needed and dimensions of the model. And let's have a look inside. This one has already been started. And let's have a look at this fuselage piece. So this is the top of the fuselage. All recessed panel lines, very, very well molded. No flashing. Here we already see that the air intakes have been built, along with tail hook. Wheel wells have got some detail in there. It looks like we have an air brake here as well, which is already built. Here is our cockpit. 2-man cockpit with a lot of nice details there. It's really impressive. Have a look at the sprue here. We have our so the folding wings. Have a look at the other side there. Some details are there. And our rocket pods, some wheels, some flaps, all the different weapons here, and lots of extra body pieces, all the pylons or rails. Some more of those. These look like they go on the ends of the weapons. Lots of little pieces, all very well molded. No evidence of any flashing or mold lines on there. Here's our nose cone. Another tail hook if you wanted to have it up. Some additional parts, landing gear. These look like this is probably our part of the wing. And the side pods. This is the tail wing here, side pods here, and the tail wing goes up between the two. And all landing gear pieces, part of the canopy, all very well molded. Let's have a look at our wings here. So some detail here where the flaps are. Let's have a look at these wings, very nicely molded, recessed lines, no flashing, no mold lines, really, really well molded. So the classic Airfix model. Here's the exhaust, which has already been painted on the inside, and here's our pilots, nicely detailed. Also have our canopy glass. This is a very unusual canopy. Here's the other pilots, and we've got some wheels. We do have an ejection seat here, and another one over here, with some interesting details on the sides here. And also here we have a color picture of decal placement. Let's have a look at the actual decals. Wow, that is a lot of decals. Very nicely printed, good quality. Lots and lots of decals to put all over the plane. They've given you these lines already painted, so those are nice. Let's have a look at our instructions over here. Put together our pilots and then our ejection seat, so that's already been done. cockpit goes together next. Also already done. Very detailed cockpit. It looks very nice. And then put the ejection seats in the cockpit. And put it inside the fuselage. Air brake is built next. That's already been done. If we down, depending on which part you select, to show you how far down it's going to be. There's the tail hook, and that's already done. Then the engine intakes and exhausts, it's already done as well. Need to cut out some holes, and then that's put into the fuselage. Wheel wells are put in, that's already done. And then this is if you wanted to have the wings out to add some stability, and if you wanted to have the wings up. And put the fuselage together, and then flaps on there. Putting the two side pods on. Tail goes on. And air intakes. And then depending on how you'd like to have it at the flaps, if you wanted to have the flaps up, you definitely need to have the wings out. And then wheels, and landing gear. There's the landing gear going on, or you could have it closed. Then wheel well covers going on. Some additional parts. Then wings going on. Then the flaps, up or down. Pylons going on. Weapon systems, fuel tanks, potato tubes, more weapon systems. Looks like you need to choose between several of them. And then wings on, up or down. And then nose cone. And canopy open or closed. And final appearance with the wings down and with the wings up. And over here we have our decal guide. An enormous amount of decals. Very, very detailed. All models should have this level of detail with their decals. And this is the other side. The sides. There's a tremendous amount of detail. So a very, very detailed model, very well made. The cockpit and wheel wells nicely made. Lots of details, including the decals. Excellent model.